Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker. Thanks so much for joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. You know, we've had lots of changes here in our area. One of those changes is Terrebonne General Health System now, and some of the new things that they are introducing and bringing to the community. Really excited to have with us today Ms. Elmy Savoie, Executive Director of the Foundation for Terrebonne General Health System. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate it. It's so nice running into you today.
I know.
As we did that earlier. But, you know, it's always nice to see, Terrebonne General always tries to find a way to think outside the box,
Right.
to find ways to give back. As long as I've known it, as long as I've been alive, Terrebonne General and now Terrebonne General Health System gives back as well, if not better, than anybody else in our community. Let's talk a little bit about the Southern Garden Brunch and how it came to be.
So we actually are looking for opportunities to be able to, so let me start with the mission. So
Okay.
the mission of the foundation is to promote health and wellness in our community.
Right.
So a lot of people think of the foundation that it's just focused primarily on Terrebonne General, but it's actually for the whole community. And one of the reasons why we came up with the Garden Brunch was to promote women and children's health, you know, in our community. So we thought, what better way of doing it than to host the Southern Garden Brunch?
And now we might not even be saying it right. It's a Southern Garden Brunch.
That's correct.
Southern Garden Brunch, as that would entail.
Correct.
That focus on that Southern perspective. And so this is an inaugural event. This is the first one ever.
Correct. We're really excited about it. We have lots of great things going to happen actually at the event. We'll have a fashion show, but before we actually get to the brunch, we actually have a sip and shop where we have about 9 different vendors who are going to be set up. And it's right before Mother's Day, so it's a perfect opportunity
Perfect timing.
to take your girlfriends, your friends, even your children. You know, we do have some. We have some girls who are actually have the girls fashion show.
Oh, my.
So we have some young girls who are going to be modeling, and it's on Sunday, April 24th.
Right.
At Ellendale Country Club. And like I said, right before we'll have the sip and shop where you can shop for some local vendors.
Okay.
And then afterward we'll have our brunch and fashion show.
Wow. So, and again, it's beautiful Ellendale, which is exciting. So if you want tickets, you can call 985-873-4603. And again, it's for Terrebonne General Health System and their foundation. So it's the foundation at Terrebonne General Health System. And so a lot of people are rather familiar with the idea, but the brunch itself, y'all are going to allow shopping before the brunch.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay, so you know, this is like a Mother's Day extravaganza, if you will, because you get to spend some time with some people that you love. You maybe get to shop with them and have brunch with them. And so talk about 9 vendors.
We have 9 different vendors who are actually going to be there. Some of them we have macaroons, we have sweets, all the way to clothing. So the people who are actually
wow.
doing the fashion show, the groups that are doing the fashion show, we have 3 boutiques actually, that are going to be doing the fashion show, and they're going to have some of their clothes there available to purchase.
Okay, and so that's going to start much earlier than the brunch, correct?
Correct.
Okay, what time does that
That's at
start?
10 a.m.
At 10 a.m.
Yes.
And the brunch is officially
It starts at 11, but we probably won't get started around 11:30.
11:30, which is a great time for brunch.
Perfect.
And so, again, what was it that made you kind of decide, or what was it that got y'all to this idea? It's or short of the fact that we're now really starting to celebrate women and children and making sure that we're taking care of them.
Correct.
As well.
We are
for the brunch.
You know, one of the things that we wanted to promote, and you know, you always hear us in the community a lot of times with the Community Sports Institute, and so we're geared to a lot of events geared toward men. You know, and so this is an opportunity to bring the ladies in and to talk to them about women's health and children's health in our community.
And Stan would remind me that they are always at all of those women's events as well, like
That's
softball
correct.
and volleyball and ladies basketball for all of those high schools. So Stan, we know that y'all are focused on those things as well. But again, you're right. A lot of times the women and children kind of get lost, if you will, in what we're kind of raising money for. Y'all are doing something else unique where people can really be proactive and scan and go.
That's correct.
So Jen, put that up if you don't mind, because this is awfully exciting where you can see this particular graphic. So again, the Southern Garden Brunch, Sunday, April 24th, 2022 at Ellendale Country Club. For tickets, 873-4603. Put that second one up if you don't mind, Jen, because I want people to be able to see how they can just scan. So this is an option. If people see this, they can do it on TV.
Correct. You just hold the phone up to it, and it'll bring you directly to our page, to the Eventbrite page, to purchase the tickets.
And so easy
Very easy.
nowadays. In fact, I think a lot of us are starting to get used to this idea of Scan Me because a lot of restaurants use it. And
Correct.
a lot of, if we've learned anything from COVID, it's how to become contactless. And this is one of those things. So if you're watching this or you're watching a reprint of it, you can go to this on your phone and you can just hit Scan Me and it will bring you right to the website that you need to be able to go and get tickets or find out more information, right?
Correct. Actually, the tickets are on sale right now. You can purchase them for it's $45 for an adult and only $25 for children under 12.
Wow, what a great price too. That's a really good deal. I always love the fact that we find unique ways to do things that's cost efficient. If you're looking for something to do for mom, if you're looking for something to do for grandma, mom, and for the kids wanting to be involved, this is all three generations can be a part of this.
Absolutely. And
Our
or your
great
friends.
grandma, right? And we want to be able to do that. And so, again, it is the first inaugural Southern Garden Brunch. And it's going to take place on April 24th, and people can go and find out more information about it, and they can go to that scan. So we're going to show that a couple more times. We're going to take a short break here, but when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the importance of the event, and more importantly, where the money's going to go.
Sounds great.
It's always nice to be able to see that Terrebonne General is so dedicated to finding a way to give back to the community. And like you mentioned, the foundation exists for the community.
That's
it's
correct.
not something for Terrebonne General, it's for the community. And this time, it's about the women and the kids. Talking a little bit about this first inaugural Southern Garden Brunch. So Jen, bring up that first flyer if you don't mind, so people can find out what it is. We're talking about April 24th on Sunday, a wonderful brunch, but we're going to have some events taking place before that, so you can come out at 10 o'clock and get all dressed up and buy some clothes and buy some sweets. It's at Ellendale Country Club. For tickets, you can call 985-873-4603. Again, being put on by Terrebonne General Health System and the foundation. Or if you're really proactive, you can go to this. It's a Scan Me. It's a QR code that you can go to, and it will lead you right to the website where you can get your tickets, and you can buy one for you and for mom and for your kids and for all your friends. And so go and buy lots and lots of them. It's only $45 for adults and $25 for kids as well. Thank you very much, Jen. We appreciate that. And so we talked about it a little bit earlier, but let's talk about the goal of the event. What are you hoping to achieve?
So our whole purpose of this event, again, is to promote women and children's health in our community. Our primary goal is to, like I said, the mission of the foundation is to promote health and wellness overall.
In general.
And so we've decided this time just to focus on women and children. And we were hoping to be able to help educate people about the importance of nutrition and, living healthy lifestyles in our community.
And, we did some stuff on heart health, and
That's
it's
correct.
one of those things where women are affected as much as men when it comes to heart health. And so those things are really, really important. And I know investing in the education of those things is important as well.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So where does the proceeds go? This is always exciting for me. I always like to find out where the money goes.
So the program, actually, there's so many different programs that the foundation actually helps fund for Terrebonne General and for the community. A lot of times people, they'll see us out in the community. They don't realize that those programs are actually being funded through the foundation.
Right.
Many of our outreach program, whether that's cardiac screening, like you mentioned, or there's some other programs such as Sudden Impact, where we teach children about distracted driving and the importance of not driving distracted.
Right. And teaming up with law enforcement to do that.
That's correct. And some of the other programs that that you don't really hear about, and I'll give you an example.
Okay.
We've had unfortunately, we in the emergency room, we may have somebody come in and they may not have they come in and they're actually in wheelchair bound, for instance, and they're coming in via an ambulance, and people don't realize that they have to get back, and they have no wheelchair. They have no means of transportation to get back home, and insurance doesn't cover that.
No.
And so this is where the foundation would step in and assist
Wow.
those patients. Or, for instance, we had a domestic abuse situation, and unfortunately, we were looking for shelters, looking for someone to be able to assist that person, but unfortunately they weren't available. And so we were able to provide them with housing until they were able to get into the shelter that they needed. So these are the programs that a lot of people don't hear about, because they're patient related, and of course there's confidentiality.
Confidentiality, sure.
So, but those are the sort of things that we help, the foundation helps through our donors and through donations to the foundation.
Well, one of the things, Elmy, you need to know is that we, as social workers in our community, spend a lot of time and energy trying to find resources for people like that. It's wonderful to know that the foundation funds those things, because especially now with a bit of a broken town, a
Right.
broken area, it's even more difficult to find those emergency needs for people. And as we know, the people that need to get home in a wheelchair, if it's not emergent transport, ambulance won't cover it.
That's correct.
Ambulance very rarely will cover transportation home from the hospital in general, much less just an AR visit.
Correct.
And so that's always exciting to know where to do that. It's great to hear about where the money goes. And so we want to make sure that you can help them. Put the flyer back up, Jen, if you don't mind. I want to let people know what you can do. Go and get your tickets. It is a Southern Garden Brunch. It is the first ever. And they're going to start around 10 a.m. Brunch is going to be between 11 and 11:30. It's Sunday, April 24th, just a couple of weeks before Mother's Day. And so at Ellendale Country Club, for tickets, you can go to 985-873-4603. And again, the sponsor here through Terrebonne General Health System with the foundation. Very glad to have with us the executive director about that, with a new option as well. So let's go to Scan Me, because I want people to be able to see it. I want to leave it up there here for a little bit. You can go to Scan Me and just put your phone, put your picture on your phone, and it will immediately go to this particular website. This is a QR code that you can use. So really, really exciting about the option for that and being able to do that for some people. As needed. Older people, feel free to call the phone line. I'm one of those people that can't really use those codes. I got to get my wife's help and my glasses to be able to do both of those things. But got about a minute left. Let's talk about your enjoyment of being able to do these kinds of programs like this first ever Southern Garden Brunch, and the role that you have here with Terrebonne General and being able to make a difference.
So thank you first of all, thank you so much for having me on here.
Sure.
The foundation has always been a passion to be able to help people in our community, and this is just one of the many ways that I feel like giving back to the community, and actually Terrebonne General can give back to the community, is through opportunities such as the Garden Brunch. We have the program. I'm really excited. I forgot to even mention this, is that it's because it's a week before Mother's Day, there's flowers. We're going to have flowers everywhere.
Oh, my.
And we've had some wonderful florists who have donated some of the flowers, and you can purchase the flowers to be able to give to your mothers or your family, your friends for Mother's Day.
Wow. What a great opportunity. Kind of a really special event to raise some money for a really important cause and to benefit and support the mission, but you can also get flowers for Mom.
That's it.
That's really cool. Elmy, thanks so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And guys, don't forget, it's a wonderful place to go and do something for someone else. And that will do it for this particular segment of Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming when we continue.